Title: Silent screams. The neon lights flickered across the wet pavement as Paul, a seasoned tow truck driver, leaned against his vehicle, taking a break outside his small garage. The hum of the city at night was a familiar soundtrack, punctuated by the distant sound of sirens. He lifted his phone to check for any calls when the shrill beeping of his work radio caught his attention. "Paul, we've got 10 to 50 on Maple Street. Possible injuries," the dispatcher crackled through, urgency coloring his tone. "On my way," Paul responded, his pulse quickening with a familiar mix of concern and adrenaline. As he navigated the winding streets under dim streetlights, he couldn't shake the feeling that this call was different. Too many times had he seen the aftermath of careless driving, but this felt heavier somehow. When he turned onto Maple Street, the scene that greeted him was chaotic. A crumpled sedan lay against a lamppost, steam rising from the mangled hood. Paul stepped out of his truck and surveyed the situation. A police car and an ambulance were already on site, lights flashing like beacons in the oppressive darkness. He spotted the driver, a young girl, being attended to on the ground, her face pale and smeared with blood. Instinctively, he rushed over. As he approached, he overheard snippets of the frantic conversations around him. She had been speeding, swerving wildly. The officer was trying to piece together what had happened, while paramedics worked fast, trying to stabilize her. "What happened?" Paul asked one of the paramedics. "Texting and driving," the paramedic replied grimly, shaking his head. "She lost control." Paul's heart sank. He caught sight of the girl's phone, lying on the asphalt, the screen cracked but still illuminated. The lock screen showed a text conversation, a thread filled with passionate messages, timestamps revealing they were exchanged just moments before the crash. It was clear she had been engrossed in a tainted romance while her life hung in the balance. As the girl was loaded into the ambulance, Paul couldn't erase the image of the text messages from his mind. Betrayal and desperation seemed to weave an invisible thread that bound her to that fateful moment. The tow truck arrived just in time as they prepared to haul away the wrecked vehicle. Paul, compelled by a chilling instinct, peered inside the car. The interior was a jumbled mess of shattered glass and twisted metal, but what caught his eye was the girl's purse, slightly ajar, revealing a hidden compartment. He hesitated, but curiosity pushed him forward. Inside, he found more than just personal items. There was a small notebook. He flipped it open to reveal a series of notes written with shaky hands, confessions of guilt and fear. One entry struck him. "If he finds out, I don't know what I'll do. I can't lose him. I'll do anything." His gut twisted. What had led her to this point? Was this really worth risking everything? With the tow truck ready and waiting, he felt the weight of the girl's choices lingering in the air, a life altered in the blink of an eye due to a fleeting thrill. As he worked to secure the damaged vehicle onto his truck, he saw the ambulance pull away, the girl's life hanging in uncertainty. He glanced at the notebook one last time, a silent promise forming in his heart to return it if she survived. Whatever her story was, it deserved to be heard, to be understood. As he drove back to the garage, the night felt heavier, the weight of lost opportunities and broken trust filling the empty spaces in his mind. Paul realized that behind every crash, a story lay hidden, fragile truths woven into the fabric of reality, and sometimes those truths screamed louder than sirens in the night.